So what are the benefits of using journal prompts for mental health? That's what I'm talking about this week, because in this video, I'm going to show you how to start journaling and the power of using journal prompts, what they are and how they can help you heal. But first, my name is Michelle Ferris. I'm a psychotherapist and I love helping people create relationships that work. So what is journaling? Journaling for mental health is really a process of writing down your feelings, your thoughts, your experiences with the intention of healing some aspect of yourself or your own behavior. So I'm going to give you an example of how I use it myself. Usually when I'm feeling really funky, I'm upset about something, but I don't really know why, I start to write. And usually a couple of paragraphs in, I find out exactly what bothers me. I did this a couple days ago. I started writing and I realized I was really upset at somebody. And it clarified for me where I was at emotionally, what action I needed to take or not take, depending on what the choice I had. And it gave me a place to vent my feelings. I've used this tool many years in my own recovery and it's really, really helped. And I know if you've been journaling for a while, I want you to say yes in the comments because this is a great tool and I'm hoping that it helps you too. So how journaling helps is it really helps increase your awareness about what's bothering you or what's happening in your life. It can really shed light on a certain problem. Another way it helps is that it helps you stay grounded and current emotionally, because a lot of times when people have feelings or when you're upset about something, you might just want to brush it off. And writing gives you that space to say what is bothering you without having to censor it. That's probably my favorite aspect of journal writing. I can say anything I want on paper without worrying about how it's going to sound, without worrying about what somebody else is going to think of me because I'm using foul language or because I'm blaming. Writing is the place to express yourself without needing it to look or sound a certain way. You don't even want to worry about spelling or grammar because that's not the point. The point is to give yourself a chance to voice whatever is inside of you that really needs healing. Another way journaling helps is that it really gives you a safe place to vent feelings of anger and resentment. Because a lot of times people stuff those feelings, and when you can write about them, you can really see on paper what's really bothering you. And you can do it in a way without hurting yourself or other people. Another way journaling helps is that it helps get things out of your head. Like before you go to bed at night, if you have a million things going on, if you just take a couple of minutes to write, it can really decrease your stress. Because a lot of times we carry a lot in our heads and we think we have to remember it all. And if we just spend 5 minutes writing it down, it helps us let it go because it's already on the paper. So when is a good time to journal? Some of you might say you want to journal every day and create a routine around it. That's perfectly fine. I've never been able to journal daily. So the best time for me to journal is when something's bothering me, when I'm feeling funky, when I don't know what I'm upset about, or when I really need to express feelings that I may not want to talk about with somebody else because they're too vulnerable or I just don't feel safe. That's when I do the writing, because journal writing is going to give you that private, sacred space to say whatever you need. And that to me is a real way that you can honor your own healing without always having to sound like you're doing it the right way. So for instance, a great time to journal might be maybe you just had an argument with your partner and your best friend is out of town and you know they're busy and there's really no one to support you. But you really are upset and you need to get rid of these feelings because otherwise it's going to ruin your evening. This is the perfect time for journal writing because all you need is 5 or 10 minutes to write what's bothering you, to get clarity and to figure out, okay, how do you feel right now and what do you need to do about it? Because for me, every single time I write in my journal, it not only clarifies how I feel, but it also helps prompt me in, well, what do I want to do about it? Because that's the natural progression of things. Once you realize you're upset, you can also start to ask yourself what you need to do about it, whether you need to do something or whether you need to do nothing and just take care of yourself around it. Journaling is a quick tool to vent your feelings without having to worry about how it's going to sound and what other people's reactions are going to be. And it's something you can do anywhere. But research has actually shown that the physical act of writing is more cathartic and it connects us more emotionally to what's being felt. But again, this is personal preference. If you prefer to do it in your iPhone, absolutely do that. So here is my journal. This is something that I've been writing with. I really like something colorful and big. Some people prefer something smaller that you can actually fit in your purse, which is a great other solution. But no matter what, find one that you like the best, whether it's colorful or whether it's peaceful. Just pick the right journal for you. So what are some of the benefits of journaling? Writing helps you get to the core of the issue. And what I mean by that is sometimes we think we're upset about something and we're really not. We're upset about something that happened years ago. And writing is a way to do that because you can start with whatever's bothering you, but usually if you let yourself keep writing, it will connect sometimes to a past event or something else that's been unresolved. And that's the power of journaling because it's not just about today, it's about what is unhealed in you. And that's why I love writing. The next benefit is that it helps you express your feelings, and that will decrease your stress. Because if you can stay current emotionally, even if you do this a couple of times a week, you don't have to do it every day, it's gonna help you feel like you're not bottling everything up. Because that's what I don't want for you. I want you to be able to express yourself in a safe, uncensored way so that you feel grounded within yourself. The next benefit is that it really empowers you to do your own healing. I can't tell you how many times I've done this, but this is where journal prompts come in. And journal prompts, I'm going to talk about next, are really statements or questions like fill in the blank statements that prompt you to do more healing. So one of them might be, I'm feeling really anxious because, I'm really upset at my partner because, I don't feel good about myself because. All of these statements are prompts to help you dig a little bit deeper. Journal prompts are great for healing a very specific issue. So I'm going to show you one of mine as an example. So I have one that I made called the self-trust solution. And the reason I made this is because it was a gap in my own recovery. For years, I didn't trust myself, and I didn't really realize how important that was until I got overly addicted to a friendship about 10 years ago. And that really did me in. And after that experience, I really had to do a deep dive into self-trust, but there was nothing out there. So I had to do it myself. And that is why I created this. So another choice you have is you can have a digital journal, which is what I have. This is something you print out, and it's also in electronic form, so you can do it on the computer. Or you can buy a written journal, okay? Either way, it's really personal preference for you. So I'm gonna read a couple of questions to give you some idea of what some journal prompts are. So in one section, I write about writing your vision of what self-love and self-trust would actually look like in your life. Often when you're starting a journal, you wanna know, okay, what am I shooting for? What's the goal here? And then another section I have is what actions are preventing you from taking care of yourself? What are those things in your life that are preventing you from really trusting and loving yourself? Like past instances where you need to forgive yourself, old hurt and resentment. Those are examples of other journal prompts. So there's a section in here where I have people write all of their gifts because part of self-love and self-trust is looking at the positive. So those are some examples of what journal prompts look like, okay? They're very specific exercises to help you heal. I have another section in here that talks about intuition. What does your intuition look like? What happens when you listen to it? What happens when you don't listen to it, right? So see how specific those questions are, and they're very targeted to the topic. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about what issue in your life right now do you need the most help with, okay? Is it self-trust? Is it resentment? Is it your relationships? What type of journal prompts would help you the most right now? Because journal prompts are such a powerful way of healing. Writing the uncensored version of whatever you're feeling is a great way to start. But if you're wanting more help on specific topics, that's when I want you to look for journal prompts, whether it's mine or somebody else's. I'm going to leave the link to mine so you can get a copy if you like. And let me know in the comments, do you journal? Do you like it? Do you need any help? Do you have any questions about it? Let me know in the comments. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.